I should start every video doing something super cool, like, or maybe this, because then I can choose it as my Instagram picture when it pops up on Instagram, as opposed to me going, so we'll see. On that really super insightful note, I wanted to just share some thoughts on the idea of stress, and that stress is wanting things to be different than they are right now. So anytime you're experiencing stress, it's a sign that your thinking is off, or anything, any distress in general is a sign that your thinking is off. But today I just want to speak a little bit about stress. So it's funny because some people may think that stress helps us solve problems. As stress was designed, yeah, it helps us stay alive. Like I think about sometimes I watch little rabbits in my yard and they're just super chill, eating their grass, being bunnies. And then the moment they hear a sound, that's like that stress response, that fight or flight response kicking in. And then they are listening intently to determine, is there a threat to my life? If so, out. I'm going to go hide under this tree or wherever they go. And if not, back to eating. So their stress level is kind of like blah, 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 blah. They hear something, peaks, and then they run or not, and then it goes back down. We don't do that. And we don't stress about things like somebody gonna come like eat us, like my dog's eating the bunny. We stress about being late or great example. We got a router for our Wi-Fi, and so I'm trying to update my wireless printer so that the kids can print off their sermon notes for church that they have to do because they're in, I don't know what they're in, but they have to do that. But the printer doesn't have like an LCD screen. I had a new computer that I got after I got my printer. My new computer does not have a CD drive. I found the CD for my printer, and it was just like trying to figure out how to tell this printer, like, hey, we have a new Wi-Fi password and a new Wi-Fi name to our, I don't know what it's called. You get it. It was impossible. And I'm really good at like researching things on the internet and figuring out how to make something work. And it wasn't happening. And so I spent maybe like half hour, I don't know, it felt like 45 minutes, and I got nowhere. And then my husband came home and I told him, he was like, well, did you do this? Yeah, I Googled it. It didn't work. And then he comes in and tries to help with his computer. And somehow like he figured out how to do it. And like while he was figuring it out, I was sitting on the floor because he took the chair. And I was like laying back on my daughter's chair, just like I felt like I needed a beer or something to like bring me back down. But it was maybe like 9 o'clock on a Sunday or something, so not appropriate for me. Other people, go ahead, not me. My day doesn't end well if I start drinking at 9 a.m. So back to the stress, right? Like my stress response was completely disproportionate. It was not helpful. The stress did not make me think more clearly because as time went on, I got more frustrated and my brain just stopped working and it shut down, right? And I was resisting the present moment because I was so damn frustrated that I was not going to be like, I accept this. This is great. Like, no, I wanted it to be different. I wanted to figure this out so I could not have to mess with it anymore and the kids get their stuff done. But really, like in that moment, acceptance is the answer going, well, this isn't working. When we're feeling stress and it's us saying that now this moment isn't cool, I'm ready for the next moment, we're saying the way I want things to be right now is better than the way that things are. And that's just doesn't work, right? Because if life ran exactly as we wanted, it would be completely different. And I know that people have had experiences where life did not turn out the way they wanted and it turned out better. I've got lots of life experiences like that. So really, like in those moments, not accepting it is resisting it. Not being in that present moment and accepting the present moment as it is resisting the present moment. And resisting the present moment is causing us pain. So the answer thus is acceptance, is complete acceptance, going like, this is the way it is, right? And I can either keep doing what I'm doing or I can ask for help. I asked for help. Thankfully, my husband got it. So let me look at my notes. Yeah, acceptance is the answer. And two, if we hold on to stress in our bodies long enough, it manifests as physical pain. And that can be headaches. We all know like stress headaches are common, back, shoulder, etc. Because nothing gets our attention like physical pain. And stress and emotions that are stuck in the body come out as physical pain. And I'll be going more into this area of thinking too later. But I think it's clear, like, we all have that backache, that neck ache, that headache when we're feeling stressed. So really, I just want to leave you with this Eckhart Tolle quote that is, accept this moment as if you chose it. Because that puts it in completely different perspective, right? I'm choosing this difficulty because it's going to help me learn perseverance, or I'm choosing this moment because it's going to help me with acceptance, with releasing the outcome, releasing attachments to an outcome. Like, there's so many benefits. But when we feel like somebody else chose the moment, not so much, okay? So accepting this moment as if you chose it, and trusting in your higher power to guide you through the moment and bring you out better than you came in.